All right, y'all. So here is an alteration job. So over the weekend, I was in Joann shopping. By the way, Joann's is going out of business. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyways, this guy walked up to me, asked me if I sewed, had his jeans in hands, asked me if I sewed. I said yes. He showed me this rip. He said he had got out of his car and something grabbed a hold of his I guess something in his car grabbed a hold of his jeans and totally ripped it. So he wanted to know if this could be fixed. Look at that hole, y'all. It's a big hole. So here's what I'm going to do. I went ahead and I partially removed the pocket. What I'm getting ready to do now is I'm getting ready to cut some stabilizer, some interfacing the size of that rib. And what that does is it's just going to keep I'm going to press that on. So what it's going to do is it's just going to keep the tear in place for me. It's just going to stabilize the area. So I'm going to take it over to my pressing station and put the glue side down and just give it some heat. And again, what that's going to do is it's going to stabilize the area, help to keep that tear in place while I do what I need to do. So I am known as the hole closer. So I am going to take this over to, oh, look at that. Look at that. See, it's been held in place. And so when you're mending, like those little threads from the jeans or whichever, you all need to keep those because those play a really good part in mending. So what I'm going to do is I'm trying to get this area as flat as possible, making sure there's nothing underneath, because what I'm going to do is the area that I'm going to mend, I just want to take a basting stitch and go around that area, just create a basting stitch around the area that I'm going to mend, and I'm just going to get to sewing. So I'm not using my machine that I normally do my mending stitch on. I am using my industrial stitch, my industrial machine. So here I am again, I'm just doing that basting stitch around the area that I'm going to mend. And that's just to kind of keep me in parameter. So, I don't sew over the area or sew too far. So I want to stay within that area of where the tear is. I don't want to go outside of that area. Just to kind of, it helps it to keep it kind of neat and to give me some, parameters again, some boundaries. So what I have my machine on is a stitch length of 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be going back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to be sewing back and forth over that stitch to close it up, over that hole to close it up. Now, having your stitch length on a 1, again, it's going to create like a really tiny stitch. And again, I'm just doing stitches that are adjacent to each other, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And what's happening is I'm actually creating a patch over this area. So the stabilizer on the back, it helps to create that patch. Now, what I could have done also is I could have taken a piece of jean material and laid it behind that and then put the interfacing on top. But I didn't. The jeans are already thick, and I didn't want to make that area even thicker because I do have to put the pocket. I have to sew the pocket back down because you'll see I removed part of the pocket on the jeans, and just so I can get that area. And then I'll just have to replace the pocket and, just stitch it back down. But that's all I'm doing is I'm taking those little threads from the jeans. You want those. Don't cut those off when you're mending. Don't cut them off. Keep those. And what you can actually do is you can actually take some thread. Like if you have like a big hole, you can actually take some thread, ball it up and use it to help mend a hole closed. So again, I'm just going back and forth over that area in one direction. So I decided to do it side by side, and then I'll go ahead and I'm going to stitch it lengthwise. So again, it's really just creating a patch over this long tear. So you see me, I'm just going back and forth. And then you have to continuously, like when you're working with jeans, something that's already put together, you're gonna have to like continuously check to make sure that you're not stitching like part of the jean, you know, another part of the jean to that, because these stitches are held trying to get them loose. So you'll see where I just I've really closed the tear. I've closed the tear. So what I'm going to do is I'm just like kind of like cleaning house. I'm just getting all the loose threads and just making it flat, making it look kind of neat. But then, so then you'll see everything is flat. That hole is closed. But just to make it a little bit more thicker and secure, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back up under my needle, and I'm going to go lengthwise. I'm just going to go up and down, up and down. And then again, you have to make sure you have everything from up under. You have to make sure the area that you're mending is clear, because again, you don't want to mistakenly sew part of the front of the pants to the back of the pants, because again, getting these stitches out is hell. I've done it before. So I've mended plenty of jeans and made that mistake because the area is kind of constricted. So again, I'm starting from the top, and I'm just doing it in sections. I'm going up and down, side by side, and I'm going to do that the whole length of that tear. And again, that's just to give it extra stability. And then again, if you have like some blue thread or some black thread for a pair of jeans, you can take some thread and just wound it up and, you know, just create like a little bird's nest of it and sew over it. And that also helps to keep the fibers together. It also helps to create a stronger mending stitch. So, and again, I'm just going back and forth, up and down. Again, making sure that I don't have any extra jean from the front or anything in the way, because again, you do not want to mistakenly stitch another piece of the jean to where you're mending, because these stitches are so the length. Again, I have the length set on 1. So again, I'm just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All right, so now that I've mended that rip completely closed, it is now to put on the pocket. Remember earlier I had to remove part of the pocket just so I can get to that tear and mend it. I needed enough space, so I had to remove the pocket just partially. So now what I did is I went ahead and I changed my needle to a 110. Sewing on that pocket is kind of thick in that area. And then I changed to some jean thread, same color as the top stitching that's currently on the jeans. And again, just always checking to make sure there's nothing underneath. I don't want to sew another part of the jean to the back pocket, because again, removing these stitches is hectic. So I just had to do a double stitch, just, you know, getting the pants back how they originally looked. And after that, I am done. So now I'm just kind of clipping away all the loose threads or whichever, cleaning house, looking at it. The next step is to give it a good press. And I think the customer will be pleased with his jeans. And if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, share, like, subscribe. Stay tuned for my next video.